Well, here we go. Time to find out if the birdcage comes down. They need to put up or shut up. They need to shit or get off the pot. So let's go and get into this. Three, two, one. For a second, that shot, I thought we were doing filler or something. I was about to be really pissed. It was a different shot. They hadn't been using. They've been using the same recap every time, right? Essentially, change up the visuals every now and then. They're kind of going over the whole plot, I guess. They really are starting to wrap this thing up, I think, because they're going through the whole plot now. The dust has settled. Get his ass out of here. We don't even have a ship right now. I haven't even thought about that. Everything's been so Clash of the Titans, right? But we don't even have a ship. We don't know where the ship is. So how are they going to get to the Thousand Sunny? Maybe Big Mom will show up, right? I got your peeps. Or maybe they got away. I assume they were captured by Big Mom. It's possible they got away. I don't know. I don't remember what they were going to do. They were going somewhere to do something, and I don't remember what that was. It's been 2 years if you're watching it week to week. Get his ass out of here. Get him out of here. I'm not going to believe it till the birdcage comes down. Show me the cage drop. They've split the island in half. Yep. Told you, man. This entire island is destroyed. Nothing left. There is no kingdom left. I don't know why it was necessary to destroy the entire island, but here we are. Yeah, look at this son bitch. I heard Dressrosa, that's about it. This place is shattered, man. Any place they fight, they better have a stronger island next time that we gotta fight because, yeah. These, by the way, the population, the small folk have been doing nothing but running for the past 2 hours. This way and that way, right? Trying to avoid from dying. Yep. Everything must go. That's intentional, I suppose. It's so manly. This feels like a century ago. Now she's having flashbacks. Shit, I need to. I've been saying I need to predict who I think is going to join the crew because I think somebody will join the crew from this group. Specifically because I was asked, do I think somebody's going to join the crew? Which makes you think there is somebody who's going to join the crew, right? The question reveals the answer in a lot of ways. It'd be cool if it was her. A little bit of Farsi and be able to contact, see what's happening with other people. She's my dark horse. She may not want to stay here considering she worked with Duffy, right? So she's tainted. She makes the most sense. But I want it to be Barrier Boy And it could also be Rebecca. So, like, I need to pick between those three, right? I tend to think it's going to be a woman because we only have two women and we have a bunch of dudes, right? It's kind of a sausage festival. We need more women on the crew. Then again, she could be too. There's no comedy from her. There's comedy with a barrier guy, right? And the author tends to like comedic characters to join the crew. So it's probably going to be barrier guy just for that reason alone. I go sleepy now. Well, this better be it, but still don't see the. That's right. By the way, momentum still works. If you dropped 100 feet and then he puts you like this close to the ground, you're going to hit the ground with the force of you dropping from 100 feet. It's not going to be a light tap, right? We're not going to worry about physics. So I'm just saying, momentum can be deferred, but not destroyed. He can handle. He's rubber. He can handle dropping. I'm just saying they didn't make it look like he dropped because he dropped about 100 feet or something. I ain't seen the birdcage go down, man. I like what they're doing with his glasses. Hilarious. You just got knocked the F out. I thought that thing was the birdcage falling. I was about to go off. It's still there, man. Somebody go down there and shoot him in the face. That's how you pronounce his name? Gatsa? Gatsa? How the hell do you get that from this spelling? I mean, it's Japanese. I mean, they can do whatever they want. I'm just saying, like, I don't understand how you get that from that spelling. Is he dead? Is he gonna die? Yeah. I'm gonna speak loudly as much as I want. Yeah. I'm a warrior. What a raging narcissist. This is what happens when you have two permanent cheerleaders at your disposal, right? Like, they're not on the clock. Those women are not being paid anymore. Why are they still here, right? Like, loyalty. He's got them at his disposal. There it is. Show me the wide shot. Yes! Get him out of there! Get him out of here! Mother F this dude, man. That's right. Get him out of here! Drop that shit. That birdcage feels like it's been around me. I've been suffocating. He is the most annoying, in a good way, awful, terrible big bad we've ever had. Best written. I mean this. It all sounds negative as towards the writing. It's not. Like you know what I mean. You know what I mean, right? Hands down, the best villain we've ever faced. It's just such a horrible, horrible human being. They're going to probably keep it ambivalent whether or not he's dead, but I hope he's dead. F this guy. The toy's broken. Throw him in the pit. How dare you speak to me? That's right, in the pit. Stupid toy. There he is, man. Where's the woman who denied him, though? I want to see her get her comeuppance. I know she didn't remember. I'm just saying. Yeah. I didn't think about this. At least the building won't be like this for the building because the building isn't going to disappear. She didn't help at all, man. Dumbass. Oh, really? We needed the commentary from the bird. Thank you so much. Yeah. So, they were actually pushing enough for it to push it over. Really? I know the combined force is probably quite a bit, right? Because even the little people were pretty strong, relatively speaking. Yeah. It's like when the dome came down and under the dome. Spoiler alert. Somebody go down there and make sure he's dead. You couldn't see the sky through the birdcage? Give me a break. I almost can't believe it, man. I do feel like this was dragged out. Like, don't get me wrong. I feel like it's dragged out. But see, the longer it took, the more satisfying it is when it finally happens. That is the payoff, right? This climax probably should have came 5 or 10 episodes ago. But I'm suffering from a little bit of arc fatigue, so maybe that's what it is. You have to rebuild it all from scratch because this is effed. All this is effed. There's actually a couple of buildings standing behind them. Whoever owns those buildings is one of the luckiest. Those two, back there too, some of the luckiest bastards on the planet, man. So everything's got to have a name, right? 2,000 members, Jesus. I like it when we get hard numbers. Yeah, a lot of these people, they weren't even fighting for their homeland. They should all get keys to the city. Not that there's a city left. Some kind of honorary degree or something, right? Hell yeah. He reminds me of that hype man in Knight's Tale. Yeah. Loose. And you got to put some juice in that name, right? Like he just did. This guy's really good at this. This is why he's the announcer. Yeah, I died now. He's literally dying on the mic. You got this man crying. King Rico. I don't think he's going to rule anymore. He's going to pass it down. I think Rebecca's going to be the monarch from here on out. Since we have to have a monarch, right? Like everything has to be a monarchy. This has got to be a big moment for him, man, after all this shit. Rifle these nuts. He's going to sleep for a week. He's going to miss the party, unfortunately. But he'll sleep eat. He's training himself how to eat in his sleep. I won't let the toy soldier die. He kept his promise. Law never had a chance by himself. Ever. Think about it. He did a good move with the bait and switch, but he never had a chance to defeat Don Quixote by himself. We already know who won. What is the mystery? What's the intrigue here, man? Like, why are they dragging this part out? I guess so we can have the applause, right? Like, was there any intrigue here about who won? I mean, you're going to have to dig up Don Quixote just to find his body, right? So, like, I'm still not completely convinced he's dead, but, We haven't actually. I don't think it's confirmed that Luffy's ever killed anybody. Confirmed on screen. I could be wrong about that. People on this show hear what they want to hear. They really do. Why do you have to be crying in her breast, man? Proof's in the pudding. Also, you finally got energy, huh? I wonder if the samurai is. He is not officially part of the crew, is he? He came here. He just came with him to rescue his buddy. Now he's got to find his son. But I don't know that he's ever been officially incorporated into the crew. So I guess I'll have to put him into the short list as well. Enough tears. We're good. Yeah, I suppose. He's crushing them. That's what Americans do. We hurt our friends. Did the voiceover actor change when he was a Toy Story? When he's a toy soldier? This guy sounds different than the other one. Because I love this voice actor. Maybe it's the same guy, just a different performance. You know. Yeah. Dick. I'm just a toy. One of the most intriguing characters ever, man. That toy soldier. It's such a long arc, and they have to kind of remind us of some of the best moments, right? The greatest hits. Yeah. Yeah. Here he is, toy soldier, Kratos. Finally, after 10 years, he can rest. What a sadistic a-hole. Yep, that's how they get you. Nobody knows you. Never heard of you. Yeah, that's what he realized. I like this. I like walking back through memory lane for this, but like I can imagine for the binge model viewer, this being a little tedious. Like we just saw this. Like, but for an arc this long, you almost have to do something like this. But you have to give it the weight it deserves. You can't just rush on to the next thing, right? So I have no problem with like half an episode being like this. Even if they do the next episode and there's more of this shit, I wouldn't have a problem with it. Like literally, because it's such a long arc. It deserves a long, slow conclusion. It fits the whole vibe of the experience. That some bitch got what was coming to him. I think they keep it ambivalent for the most part about living and dying, the bad guys especially, because the demographic this is targeted towards, was it 12 to 14 or something, 10 to 15? I'm not sure exactly, but it's somewhere around there, right? So you don't want to sit there and say like they literally killed the man who killed his wife, right? Like he's dead. You don't need to. He's defeated. That's all that matters, right? a little bit more adult show, and they would definitely clarify whether or not he died. That was fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. So I want to do this here before we get any further. Who do I think is going to join the Straw Hats? All right, I'll start at the top. The most likely to join. I think the most likely to join is Barrier Boy because, like I said, they like comedic characters to be part of the Straw Hats. If you think about it, is there anybody currently in the Straw Hats who doesn't fit the category of comedic? Now I know you can make anybody funny, but like, how many jokes has Toy Soldier had? You know what I'm saying? King Rico, even Rebecca. Maybe there's a couple things they've done where they're trying to get you to laugh, but like really, for the most part, that's not the kind of character she is, right? You can find comedy from anybody. Like with Toy Soldier, say he joined as a human, they would find comedy with the fact that he's so serious all the time, right? Like there's ways to find comedy, but I'm talking about every other character is organically funny in one way or another. Chopper's funny because he's small and cute. Nami's funny because she's greedy. Sanji, they think he's funny. Zoro, the directions, and also sometimes he's a little too serious and they'll take the piss out of him. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to break down every character. Like, everybody's funny. Can you see them just bringing a very serious, straight character? They've already got Law kind of filling that function. He's not a comedic character. Can you see them just bringing somebody like King Rico or, Cryos or even Rebecca? Even Viola. Like those are four serious characters. Barrier Boy is the only one I guess the blonde guy could be a candidate. I can't see him, the way they've characterized him, I can't see him wanting to spend all his time with Luffy. Luffy always stealing his thunder and taking his glory. I don't see that working for the character. It doesn't make sense for the character. It'd be funny. That would be a constant running gag. Like, you're always, everything he tries to do, Luffy gets the glory. But would that make sense for the character? No. So I think, it's not just how they play off each other, but I think the author cares about the characterization. And he's been characterized in that way for a reason. Now, on the other hand, you do have the cool factor of him having the Dark Passenger. That'd be an interesting addition to the crew. But I don't see that. So yeah, Barrier Boy fits. He's got power. He's got an interesting power. He's funny as hell. But at some point, wouldn't he get used to being a straw hat, and then that comedy would kind of melt away? Like, he's used to it now. He's not like always crying about how happy he is to be with him. Maybe. But he's the only one that's organically funny. All right, so if it's not him, probably the most likely is going to be Viola. Another interesting power, and it would help her where the characters can keep track of each other. Like in some central location, maybe she stays on the ship and there's a couple people on the ship. So they would know, for instance, okay, this is what we're doing, so let's swing the ship around and be there. Now, we also have like the handheld snails these days for that. But it would be a convenient way to get out of a writing situation, a writing pickle. Because anytime you need characters to have some information, you just pull her out and she can get them the information. So I see that. There's a lot of utility there. I don't see any comedy with her. But isn't she the one that Sanji, like, they actually have actual fireworks? She's actually interested in him and he's interested in her. Would that work on the crew? Like, him being in an actual relationship where a woman returns his affection would be new. I would like it because hopefully he'd stop looking at all of the women. I would like to think that, but like he goes crazy over anybody. But maybe it's because he's uncommitted. Like, nobody has actually returned his affection. If somebody returned his affection, would he knock it off? And the author would think that would cut out the comedy, I would think. So I don't think she's there. She's who I would want to be there, but I don't think she'll do it, right? Because if I had to pick anybody, I would pick her. But I don't think that the odds are very likely. She would actually be at the bottom as far as odds go. But she would be my pick. Barrier Boy would be my second pick. Third pick would be Toy Soldier. Too much of a straight man, good fighter. interesting. It's pretty simple character design. Like if you think about like who he wants to keep having to draw moving forward, pretty simple. There's not any really elaborate costumes or anything like that. Yeah, I heard a while back. I think I mentioned this. The guest stars have the more elaborate costumes because he doesn't want to have to draw really elaborate costumes thousands and thousands of times with like the main characters. So he keeps the main characters' costumes relatively simple. So Cryos definitely fits that bill. I can see Rebecca, but she doesn't want to fight. And I actually think she would make sense for the next monarch. I think King Rico is just too old. And I feel like he feels like he let the characterization again, he let the country down. He let the kingdom down. So characterization wise, it makes a hell of a lot more sense for him to just, step down, be her advisor, be on her council, and have her be the monarch. So that takes both of them off the board. So for me, the odds are really small for those two. So I would be interested in either one of them joining the crew. I don't think either one of them will. I think that they're off the board because of that. So, am I missing anybody? It'd be interesting if one of the little people joined, but I don't see that happening. Leo, he's got the princess and stuff. The only other one who's gotten a major amount of screen time. I mean, there's a bunch of little people faces we recognize, but the girl who first ran into I think it was Zoro was the first person she ran into. I have no idea what the hell her name is, but she was wearing the blue jacket, right? So somebody like her joining the crew would be interesting. She can get in small places. She could do reconnaissance. She's kind of strong for her size. She's hilarious. I would love to see her join the crew, actually. I think she'd be great. I don't think it's going to happen. So, my personal wish list, Viola, number 1. Probably the Blue Jacket Girl, number 2. Barrier Boy, number 3. That's my personal wish list. What I think will actually happen, that's actually realistic, Barrier Boy, number 1. And then Toy Soldier number 2. Those are the only two I can really see joining the crew. We'll see. That's my personal handicap list.